So I'm going to start by applying this in the back of my hand. And I'm just going to about use that much. That might be a little too much, but it should cover enough. Lately I've been using the foundation a little different. You know, before I used to apply it right in the middle of the face and blend it everywhere else, but I noticed that the skin in the middle of the face, we have a lot of pores, oils coming out. So for wearability, just start back here first and work your way forward. So like tapping the foundation first wherever I need more coverage, and then with my fingers I just smooth it inwards to the middle of the face. I'm going to do the same thing with the jawline. And this foundation is actually a little darker than my skin, but it's okay because I need the warmth. I've been out in the sun for a long time. I've been going out almost every day, like under the sun. And I'm blaming Pokemon Go because that game is too addictive. If you play Pokemon Go, go ahead and put how many Pokemons you have in your Pokedex and what level you are on the comment section down below. If you want to, you might get a lot of hate for it. You can also announce your team name. Which team you are. Mystic, Instinct, or Valor. And then, because this color is a little darker, I'm going to make sure that I'm blending it down the neck. So I have it on one half of my face. This looks pretty good. As I apply it, I notice that the finish is pretty silky. And it does have this nice matte finish to it. And the coverage is pretty magnificent too. This is very light, it's like light to medium. But I think if you're a guy, this is enough coverage. You don't need anything crazier than this. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a little more and do some concealing with it. So when you're using foundations like this that are oil-free and kind of on the matte side, and you apply it in little layers, it has a tendency to dry as you apply. So in a lot of cases that's a good thing because that means you can actually build the coverage a little bit more just by applying it wherever you need it. So I'm just gonna tap it wherever I need a little more coverage. There was an extraction done right here just a couple of minutes ago, so it's a little red, so I'm just gonna put a little bit more on top. And then I have a little sunspot over there. And you see it dries into a nice matte finish. Isn't that amazing? And then I also like to put it wherever, redness tends to show throughout the day. So my mustache or on the nose line is a good place to build coverage. And the nose as well, if you're going to be contouring, which I will be doing a light contour just to kind of have a, put together finished look. And for some reason I get red around this area of my mouth. If you do too and you wonder why why that happens, like the video so I don't feel so alone. Alright, and that's it. This is the foundation. What do you guys think? You can see it's very, medium coverage. It doesn't give you a ton of coverage, but if you're watching this in HD, you can see that it's very natural looking. Like it doesn't cling onto the skin. It really does smooth out the pores and makes everything look smaller and smoother. And I like it because it doesn't feel, tacky to the touch. If you have dry skin, you can probably just wear this on its own and not set it. But since I have combination to oily skin, I'm going to put a little powder just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. So my powder of choice today is a Napoleon powder. I've been using this in a couple of other videos. It's one of my favorite powders, and I'm just going to work that product into the brush. It gives you like a pre-measured quantity, but I always feel like that's way too much. So if you have too much over there and you're like, oh, I'm going to put it into the brush, you can always work it into the brush by using the back of your hand and just tapping off the excess. And I like taking all the excess out until you have a light powder, because I feel like if you over powder your face, it tends to look a little dry, especially if you're using a foundation like this that is already claiming to be matte. You definitely don't want to over powder. So now that the foundation's set, I'm going to be using a finishing powder just to add a little glow to the face. It's nothing too crazy, it's just the Mercier Candlelight powder. I like to use it with a big brush, and again we're just going to load this onto the brush and then apply it on our faces. And this is just going to give us a light luminosity. It's a little more subtle than using a highlighter, and it's a lot more natural finish. So just on the cheekbones, a little on the nose, Cupid's bow, and I like to put it on the forehead because I like the forehead to look a tiny bit shiny. I know it's crazy because a lot of people want their foreheads to be completely matte, but if you're walking around, you know, you're gonna meet people, you're gonna see them face to face, having a little bit of shine there makes you look real. You don't have to put it like everywhere, I just like it a little bit on the top of the forehead and that's about it. And on the brow bones. And since we're doing medium coverage, it is very wise to add dimension to the face. So I'm going to use a concealer bronzer. You see me use this a ton of times, and I'm very lightly sculpting the face. I'm using this like slapping motion so that way I don't get a heavy application, and I can control the amount of color that goes into the face. And don't forget to put bronzer on the forehead. You know, a lot of people tell you to just put it on the temples, but if you feel like your forehead is a little bit bigger, mine is about 4 fingers, I guess it is a forehead then, it's always wise to put some right at the top where the sun hits, because you know, naturally if you're out in the sun, that area tends to be dark anyways, so you definitely want to kind of mimic that. If you have it like flat one color, your forehead might look a little bit too big. Alright, and that's the look. So you can see it's very medium coverage, wearable for every day. I love this look if you are looking for a little bit of coverage, but then you kind of want you know, a soft, natural finish that doesn't look too cakey. I would definitely apply a little bit of highlighter right afterwards if you have dry skin, just so that way it doesn't look too dry on the skin. If you have a nice cream one, that would work perfectly. If you have oily skin, you can probably wear it by itself. Just make sure that you set it on the places where you're going to get extra oily so the oil doesn't come through. If you have combination skin like I do and you do want a little bit of a glow, then do exactly what I just did. Hooray! And that is the video for today. Alright, I was able to kidnap my cat. His name is Otto. As you know, he was in another video of mine. If you were listening to the sounds around the room, it was probably him playing around trying to find stuff. And I was able to get him here because we have a little tree. So now he's completely hypnotized by it. And there you go. You can see what he looks like. Look, Otto. Yay! Don't forget to comment and subscribe and like the video. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll put a list of the products down below so you know exactly what I used. It wasn't a lot of products. And I'll see you next week. No, actually, I don't even know if I'm doing weekly videos. I'm just gonna post them whenever. You might get like 5 videos in a week, you know, and if you're lucky, because I'm just gonna be doing videos whenever I feel like it, which I think is better. And don't get me wrong, you'll end up with more videos, so you'll be happy. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Otto, say bye. Here's your treat. Yay! Bye!